last time on Guardians of Fehal.
After dispatching a strange mouth and eye creature, the party continued to explore the city aqueducts, heading to the Noble District to see if there were any signs of break-ins similar to the ones that had happened at the guild previously. They found evidence of more summonings, and Una is convinced that another member of her village is helping Lou rob from the wealthy in the city. The party asked for more information on the person they were looking for, and Una opened up that Lou is a friend of her uncle, and she feared he may be involved in a radical supremacist group from her island, and that she was conflicted on him being part of an evil organization. But the truth is she just didn't know. After that meaningful conversation, Felix gave them a little bit of warning about how to safely attend the fighting pits in a few nights from now. After parting ways, they started heading back to the Merchants Guild for an evening of relaxation. Basically, you guys are walking up out of the aqueducts. You showed your temporary little badge that Hughes gave you, and it is raining out, a lot heavier now, and probably closer to like 6 or 7 o'clock at night on the 10th day of the month. So the evening is yours. You guys ate dinner while you were still under the city, but whatever you want to do for the rest of the night, it's up to you.
If we're advised to stay home / together, we should go get my scrolls quick and my caplets, because they're probably done, if that's okay. And then we can just stay in the guild hall until we need to go get Rhiannon.
You would probably think that the stores were closed by now.
Never mind. I will do that tomorrow.
No, I was going to say, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm having a slight sense of amnesia.
What do you mean? Does this have something to do with your magic?
Probably.
Yeah, I haven't seen any new spells from you. Are you okay?
I think so.
What don't you remember?
Everything.
Do you know who I am?
You're Hans.
No. No, we are Hans and Frans. Yeah.
I was like, did he just figure out?
Why are you saying half a name?
I had a slight moment of clarity where I knew exactly who you were.
No, it's Hans and Frans.
Oh, okay.
Why do you... I don't call you Ro. I'd say the whole name.
You could.
Hans and Frans.
Hans and Frans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Nora uses a shortened version of the name, but I'm not going to use a shortened version of my name.
This is
Hans
true.
and Frans.
She does?
Huh? What, brother?
She does?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you remember when we signed up for contracts? She gave another name.
No.
Her full name is Neurin.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not like, over the top long.
Right. Nora is just a lot easier for people to learn.
Right.
Una, is that your full name?
Is it you, Unarin?
No.
Oh.
No, that's not your full name.
Oh no,
My name is Una.
Okay.
Okay.
Only Una.
Like
there's only Una.
No family name. Una, daughter of.
I won't get that until I become an adult of my village.
So for now,
So
I
they
guess.
don't name the kids?
Huh?
I have a name. It's Una.
Una of the Broken Isles.
No, it's just Una.
So, are we just going back to the guild hall?
Yeah, I have to finish a project back at the smithy.
Yeah, I say just go back to the guild. I have some errands to run tomorrow, but I I'm okay with going back to the guild.
Yeah, that's
remember,
fine.
Una, remember, we're not supposed to go on our own. So make sure that you don't go by yourself when you do your errands.
I mean, if we could take all of us, we probably should.
Well, I was gonna see if Nora wanted to do a little girls' night tonight.
I'd be okay with that.
I think as long as you stay near the guild, it should be okay.
Well, it's not really near the guild. It's the college bar,
That's a bit
college
far.
pub.
Yeah, that's pretty far. I mean, you shouldn't really put yourself in that much danger.
I don't know if we should be going out alone.
I mean, everyone could go, I guess, if they wanted to. But we
Well,
don't
if you
have
don't
to. We
want
can
us
always
with,
wait and do
you
it
know.
later.
I mean, I need to finish my project, but I think, brother, you and Rowan could probably accompany the ladies.
But I don't want to
Well, I
leave
can't
you
back at
alone
the guild by
either.
yourself.
I won't be by myself. There'll be one, and
Yeah, but we don't know if any of them are working with the Venerable.
We could all just stay
Oh.
near the guild for the next couple of days, and then we'll just go meet Rhiannon and call it good. I mean, it's only 4 days until the fight, and that's when we'll get out of danger for the most part.
oh, I'm looking forward to that fight.
So, by the way, which one of you are gonna enter the fight, or
Hey.
are all of you going to enter the fight? As she kind of motions to Rowan, Hans and Franz Andrew, and Hans and Franz Josh. Because obviously Nora and her are not going to be fisticuffing anything.
Why not?
Nora could totally turn into a bear and fist a paw.
I don't think that's allowed.
But we don't know until we get there.
Yeah, I'm curious what the rules are. I do have a question. So I got invited, but I didn't look like this. But
Don't worry. I look like this when they invited us.
yes. So, but do we want to try to take Felix's advice and try to disguise ourselves? Because we might be able to find an item that would help with that for Rowan if needed.
That's probably a good idea.
I mean, we could probably use like makeup and like hair dye or like something to change our hair
No.
colors. I can change myself, no problem. But it would be if Hans and Franz can change their appearance at all, for the most part.
Now, we had a little conversation about this, my brother and I. And so we got a pretty good foolproof idea.
Luchador
I
masks.
think
You're ruining his vibe, Lizzie.
I'm sorry.
Narrator, why?
Continue.
and it's pretty good. You guys are probably gonna be pretty impressed by this. But so, back in our village, there are two really old twins, and we're gonna go by their names as Schmitz and Fritz. And then what we're gonna do for disguise is he's gonna put on my pants, and I'm gonna put on his kilt. They'll never know the difference.
Yeah,
Well,
because
we
the
should-
eyes are opposite.
Yeah, so they'll be really confused. Like, oh, who are these guys?
We should change your hair color too, if possible.
How would we do that?
Berries and other dyes.
And
I don't want to.
I don't think you guys are gonna look different enough if you just swap clothes.
But my eyes are different than his.
Well, we know that, but it's otherwise you look pretty identical in facial structure and stuff.
I mean, I shave and he doesn't.
Yeah, and I've got the longer hair.
So are you gonna cut your hair and shave your beards and
No, that's why. Because I'm going to dress up like him, but with the long hair, nobody's going to recognize him.
Yeah,
I
And I'll be
still don't
like-
think
so
that's gonna
it's-
work.
I'll be like
So
a
it's like-
shaved, short-haired Hans and Franz.
And I'll be like,
it'd be like,
a long
that's all
hair,
you know,
little
I'm
scoffy
Schmitz.
Hans and Franz.
Nora just stopped stalking.
Yeah, Uda's just shaking her head right now of, oh my gosh, really? Is that really what they think is okay? So,
Why wouldn't it be okay?
no.
Rich and Smiths.
I mean, what? Yeah, Fritz and Smith, that's not even close to our names.
Well, we definitely need something for my brother, because there's no way we can disguise a giant, tree easily. And I'm pretty sure that even if you were a different type of tree, it'd still be pretty noticeable.
I don't think any magic I have would be able to transform me, so...
No, we gotta make him look like Birch.
We can go ask the magic user who I want to get those scrolls from to see if he has something that would work. I think.
But isn't that a limited time when you do it?
What?
When you do it, isn't that only for a limited amount of time?
An hour. But I can use it. 1.
But if we're going to use it on
2.
Rowan, then we have to be able to keep doing it.
Well, unless he has like an object that does it for him, then that is a possible different story. If like he had this thing that he puts on his head, like a hat, and it does the same thing like that, how I disguise myself, then it might last longer. How to disguise.
Magic is.
I mean, but if it still only lasts for an hour, it doesn't really do a lot, does it?
I'm not sure how long it lasts. I'm not. I mean, it could last longer than how my spell, because it'd probably be a different version of the spell.
How would it be? That doesn't make any sense to me.
I have a question. A little birdie referenced a luchador mask. I want to know what that is.
I think it's pronounced Lucky Door.
Why would I put a door on my face?
I do not know.
Brother. Mom had told me a story once about there was a tribe that they guarded the door up in the mountains, and it was said to bring great luck if you could get through it. And maybe they wore masks, but I don't know what Bird would have told you about it. I mean, unless you just kind of remember Mom telling us, and you didn't know where.
So it's not it's a mask of the Lucky Door Guardians, not a Lucky Door mask.
Sure.
Okay.
But yeah, but they were really good at climbing and jumping and doing flips and stuff. So
sounds perfect.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, I suppose we could try it.
Why
I don't
not?
know.
It's canon.
We're not very new.
What does a Lucky Door mask look like?
I mean, it can be anything. I've seen some that look like cats. There's one that I saw that was like a frog.
There's a big round thing in the middle of the mask, but the rest looks like a normal face.
That was one
What, you
guy
mean like a
now in
nose?
legend.
Kind of, but it's much larger.
No.
That was a great warrior in the village, many years ago. He went by the name of Ray Mystery. That kid,
Is that a WWE person?
WW or WCW.
Okay.
Is he?
I like the CW.
That face, Andrew's like, no.
I missed you guys.
I missed
So
you.
the mask can be really anything.
Well, if you
Okay.
guys did masks, then we could make like custom
Oh,
outfits. I do have those
Brother,
caplets I'm making out of the harpy feathers.
That
Brother.
might work.
Yeah,
no, I got
And
it.
then Nora could be an animal. I can do my
Evolution.
stuff. So we would just have Rowan. And if we could find something that could disguise
well, we
him.
could give him a mask too.
Well,
Brother, I got it.
his skin is
Brother.
a little different to
Brother,
cover.
Yes,
I
brother.
know what our mask can be. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So mine will be like a bee.
No,
Like
no, no.
Yellow and black and striped.
I know where this is going now.
With like honeycomb, right? Just,
We could just maybe paint your face like that.
but I want a mask.
Okay.
And yours, so you got a couple options, right? You could do the raven, which I think would be so amazing. Or maybe you could probably do like the elk, right?
I mean,
That's
but
a little on the nose.
No, you should
Maybe.
be a
I
bird.
think people would know.
You should be a bird, and then you can be the birds and the bees.
The raven and the bee doesn't make any
Wait,
sense.
I thought that had something to do with the
Wow.
hair.
The nightingale and the bee.
Frans doesn't follow the nightingale.
I thought it was the hair. Doesn't the hair mean the
Yes.
birds and the bees? So you should just be a
Yes.
hair. I can make you bunny
The
ears.
hair doesn't mean the birds and the bees.
I got
No,
bunny
that doesn't mean
ears.
What are you
birds and
I
talking
can
bees.
give you a
about?
cute little fluffy
Yeah, what's
tail.
he talking about? The birds and the bees?
The birds and the bees
is
are
all
totally
about-
different from the hair. That's why the hair is the hair, and the birds is the nightingale, and the bees is the bee. The hair is completely
the
different
birds-
from the birds and the
The
bees.
birds and the bees
I
is all
really
about
think you
op-
should be a hair. I'll make you some ears.
No, that doesn't make any sense for me. I mean,
Brother, you're quick.
I could maybe do like the horse face. You know how
Yeah,
his mom followed the horse.
brother, that's
You can get
perfect.
on Amazon.
Brother, we
I
got
mean,
it.
I could do the crown mask and just have like a big long beak. You'll make it all black.
Yes,
I feel it'd be very fitting in these times.
dude. Brother.
Dude, bro, dude.
Yeah, that's perfect. And then I'll have like a honeycomb mask, and it'll be great.
I still don't get what that's gonna do.
It hides the face. If they can't see our face, they don't know who we are.
We should change your outfits too.
No,
You're
this is. I have to wear this.
Maybe we could put a shirt on.
yeah, or like special pants. Like you can keep your cloak.
No, I've already got special pants on to make me disappear.
Yeah, they blink.
Yeah.
Yes, but people know that's what you wear. So if you put
What do you mean
something
they
on
know
your
that's what
head,
we wear? We've never blinked in
Yeah,
front
I
of
think
anyone
we went to the
before.
well, no, not the
Yeah.
blinky part, which we'll get back to that later. But the fact that you wear pants that look like that and all you're doing is covering your face, if you wore pants that looked a little different and then maybe put on a shirt, probably put on a shirt. You guys should really wear shirts.
I have a question. Hans and Franz wears a shirt. Thank you very much. He wears a armor and a tabard, which has a bee on it. But I have a question for the DM, social-wise.
Yes.
How many people wear pants?
Everyone. Even
You
Una.
mean-
That's not true.
You've
How many
noticed
people
that
wear trousers?
quite a few. Normally, working class people will wear more pants. But then it's also like their pants are usually more of like leggings under a tunic, so it's a bit different of a style. The
How many people wear
noblemen,
kilts?
not that many that you've seen. Some of the Fey men who are like around the academy area and the shop, like in the Fey steps, they'll wear more of like actual dresses or pants, and the women in the Fey district will wear pants. But it's kind of more of like traditionally, like if for humans, they're wearing like tunics with like hose underneath.
Well,
What do
they
you
got
call it a
hose
hoe?
under their tunics. That
Hose.
seems a little.
They what?
So if I wear leggings underneath my kilt, then that's totally different.
A little bit, yeah, because normally the kilt is different because it's a separate piece than versus like if you wore a tunic and then you had like hose underneath. And hose are more like just fitted pants that are made of like linen of some sort or wool, whatever.
Oh yeah, I don't know. That's perfect.
Fuck, that'd be terrible.
Get some linen.
Homespun wool.
No,
leggings?
no, it's too warm and
Fucking
itchy.
No,
itchy ass shit.
it's more of like what was actually worn during the Middle Ages.
Yeah, itchy as fuck. They were poor. It's all they had. Doesn't make it not itchy.
Okay, no, I got it.
So, my brother has a disguise, but I'm not taking this. I'm not wearing my cape and my boots.
Well, that's fine. Like you can still wear your cape, but if we put you like you in like a white tunic top and then maybe like put like a sash around your waist.
Put him in a wife beater.
I mean,
Pretty much.
whatever color his
just
shirt
add a
is, it
couple
has to match the
pieces.
horse. The horse mask. Gotta go. You know.
Well, if we make it
So,
red, if you
aren't
get
we gonna
hurt,
look
Nora,
really
you look
fucking
annoyed.
weird showing up to an event
What?
with masks on? You guys talk about this like people walk around town all the fucking time with masks on. But they don't. I've never seen anybody wear a mask in town.
no.
sorry.
It's more since we're going to be in a place where we're looking for, we should try to change how we dress. Even if just putting on a mask, I don't think is enough. I think we need to add extra clothing and or different clothing in order to make sure that they don't think that it's you underneath the mask. You can still
So
wear
then
the
we don't really
cape.
need the mask.
Huh?
So we don't really need the mask.
Well,
Because that's just going to make us stand out even more.
the mask would definitely make you stand out.
We should probably
If we
do
don't
anything
want.
that we can to blend in a little bit more.
Oh.
Felix did say that people did wear masks there, like it's pretty common, and that they didn't use their real names.
Okay.
So masks
I'll be the
for
Yellow
Hans and
Hornets.
Franz.
That's gonna be really hard for Rowan to tell someone his name is something other than Rowan.
Oh my god.
Bird.
Hi, my
Duh.
name is.
Rowan,
What?
we'll go over that.
Okay.
Rowan, just go with the strong and silent type. Don't say anything.
Oh,
That's
okay.
kind of what I was gonna say. is
Rowan's
just don't say anything.
Okay.
Rowan's disguise could literally be a tree person. Like he's like, no, this is just
Like
my
a-
costume.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's like Quasimodo at the Feast of Fools.
Yes.
That's a great mask.
Oh my god.
So, where do we go get masks made?
I suppose we could ask the person who's making the capelets tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, you
Well,
know.
she's more of a weaver, but her mom would probably be able to help. The one who made your blink pants.
The beaver place.
Yeah, the shaved beaver.
Yeah. I bet they could
CC,
make
I
a
think her
mask.
name was or something.
I could also carve some. Maybe.
Yes.
You okay over there, Sam? You were looking annoyed for a little while. Is this a
Oh,
little
it's because the
much?
shaved
No,
beaver.
it was the I didn't know what else to say, so I just sat back and was like, "This will end soon enough.
Well,
I'll
I mean,
just
I
let
just
this
see
be."
you like.
You say
That was me itching. This wig is itchy.
Did you see you like all it looked like massaging
Yeah, I was just like,
the bridge of your nose, and I'm just like, oh, Sam, I'm so sorry.
We broke her. We broke her already.
no, we're good.
So,
Rowan,
so
your sister's broken.
I think she'll be
Rowan!
okay.
So, Nora, we talked about possibly getting something to disguise Rowan. We talked about Hans and Franz wearing a mask. Do you just want to transform into an animal and stay near one of us?
Probably. That would be fine with me.
Okay, because I can disguise myself, so that's not a problem. So we just gotta make sure we can find something for Rowan.
Well, let's see. I'd probably be staying with Una most of the time. Una, what would your other self's favorite pet be?
A polar bear?
A what?
They're so
How
like,
about we go a little
you
bit
live where it's tropical?
smaller?
I'm not
um
gonna try and poke holes in the story,
a
but
baby polar bear. Let me think. Well, I did have a pet salmon once, but we ended up eating him.
Never name your food.
Oh,
No, it's
oh
sad.
no.
We've always
every
named
steak
our
that I eat.
food. Like, as weird as that sounds, like we've always named our food. That's sad for me. Anyways, but yeah, we had a salmon. We ate him. She really wouldn't have a dog. She wouldn't have had a cat, really. God, what type of? How about a rock weasel?
What's a rock weasel? I have to look this up.
They're very similar to like a standard weasel. They're just actually smaller, and they have traditionally a gray coat. I'm not sure if they're actually called a rock weasel, but there's something close to that.
would they live on an island?
Well, I'm thinking
they're so cute.
They're kinda like I don't know if they live in that specific region.
Well, I could be a gray weasel, that's for sure.
Yeah, let me just. Yeah, they're kind of like a marten, but they're traditionally gray, and they're kind of long and linky. I'll try to show you one sometime.
Okay.
But that would be fun, and I mean they're a little different, and then you can be really stealthy.
Are you gonna be Sprinkle?
Oh God!
I'm going to be. Hopefully. I don't know if I want to be treated like Sprinkle, so I don't want to be Sprinkle.
No.
I'll be
You
more
won't be
Pan.
treated like Sprinkle, I promise.
No drownings.
Yes, no.
Or
no thanks.
burnings.
Or suffocations.
Yeah, I'll be just a little gray weasel.
Like a
We have
dark
been
gray
stand-
weasel.
We have been standing here talking for a very long time. We
I'm
should
assuming you guys
probably-
are
I
walking
see.
in.
Bro.
So
Hey, I'm
the question-
walking here.
Which way are you walking? Were you splitting off? Like half of you were going to the novice and half of you were going back to the guild? Or
No, we were all
everyone.
going back to the guild.
Everyone's
Okay.
going back to the guild.
We're skipping the novice until
Mhm.
we feel things have calmed down.
Okay.
Which I'm hoping that Felix will somehow get it word out that we're not the ones causing problems, so they can start looking towards Lou and stuff without them actually looking towards Lou and stuff.
That's
But-
the other guardians that are doing things, not
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. Be like, hey, this group's actually being bad. Let's forget about those nosy people.
The judgment from Andrew and Josh about you asking for a weasel is so strong.
I see this. What's wrong with a weasel? They're adorable.
A great
I'm getting Mortimer
many-
vibes.
Oh, God. Hey, he was a marten, not a weasel.
You just said they kind of look like a marten.
But they're smaller and cuter. Hey,
I
that's
find
the
that hard
only
to
thing
believe.
that lives in
Martens are
rocks that I can
adorable.
think of. That's not a water creature.
There's plenty of birds.
Yeah,
Let her
but
have a-
that's weird.
Look,
Like a
let her
bird
have a
inside.
weasel. Yeah.
Why is that weird?
A bird inside? Like, why would she'd have a bird? Plus, she has her spreul.
Why would it have to be inside?
But she has spreul because we're gonna be inside for the fighting rings. We're inside a warehouse.
Why not a snake?
Ugh, no. Snakes aren't no.
I
You
mean,
don't like snakes?
Why not a snake? Serpents are wonderful creatures.
They're not very common where I'm from. It's
Snee
too
snakes.
cold.
Snake.
They're just not very common where I'm from. We don't really have lots of snakes or frogs or creatures like that. It gets too cold.
I mean, okay, but why not a snake?
She asked me what my other personality would have, and so I was thinking about
Oh.
animals in my home and a polar
But
bear
you
or
don't
like.
want it to be from your home. You want it to be from someplace
Well,
else.
yeah, we could do that. I just.
Because you shouldn't be from those islands. I mean, that'd be
I mean, you
a
could
bit
be a
obvious
snake.
then.
I guess I could change myself to look like someone from like Dragon Claw.
I'm just picturing Una coming in like to this fighting pit, like with a snake around her arm, like, yeah, I'm part of their entourage. What of it?
I mean, I guess it just depends on how you want to present yourself.
Well, I guess it's up to you, Nora, since you're the one turning into something.
Yeah, but do you want to be like seen as like somebody mean, or do you want to be like tough or something, or do you want to be more like I'm not here to fight, don't like I'm not super
Got to
tough.
admit that frog was pretty cool on the shoulder yesterday or earlier today.
A frog was pretty cool. I mean, I definitely don't want to look like I am here to fight, but I don't want to have people try to pick a fight with me, if that makes sense. I want the happy middle
Is that how
ground.
this place works?
More like if you talk to
Mm.
me, I'll stab you look.
That sounds snake.
Definitely a snake.
Let's do snake, and then I could have like black hair and like super tan skin and like blue eyes.
You're
like
describing a lot of people in the Bendaya.
Yeah, a bit, yeah.
Black hair? Most of you guys have black hair?
Well, enough of us do.
Yeah.
I guess most of my village has like light colored, like my color hair, or brown. Lots of brown. Rarely black.
So, I've never had a mask made of leather. How long does this take? We're gonna have time.
Well, we have 4 days. I'm sure it won't take her that long.
I think it would be a combination of leather and cloth.
Well, we've got 3 days left because they're not open today.
That's
It's
true.
already the end of the day.
Well, we'd probably give her 2 days. I mean, she's able to make the capelets, or her daughter's able to weave the capelets pretty quickly. So I think that if she doesn't have a lot of work, she may be able to get it done.
And
All
that
we
was a
can do
lot
is
of
ask.
capelets too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there aren't capelets, you know, how the fabric and the feathers are a lot easier to work with than leather.
Yeah, but her mom's extremely talented, and Cece and I are really good friends, so she might be willing to rush it for me if I asked. Because Cece's the best. Go
Yeah,
to the
you just give it a
Shaved
shot.
Beaver. Is that enough of a insert there?
It's a plug for a business that doesn't exist.
Hey, it could.
It could.
We never know. If you
It would be a very different kind of business.
If you're listening to this
That's true.
podcast and you own a business named The Shaved Beaver, we will endorse you.
Depending on
Give
what
us money,
you're selling.
thanks.
Depending on what they're selling.
We
Does it
might
matter?
endorse you.
What does it matter?
is
If
it
they're
bad? I
selling
really
merchandise,
want to
it's fine.
Google
They're
that,
gonna
but
give
I'm
us
If
afraid.
they're
what I'm gonna
doing,
find.
you know, bikini stuff, that's okay. I mean, I
Fine.
don't see a problem with endorsing this sort of shop.
Yeah, it's just a bikini wax.
And even if it's some sort of strip club, can we be equal opportunity?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
we
probably
could,
You
we
gotta be
could.
prejudiced.
It'd probably
It's-
be a strip club.
It's a Canadian strip club.
Oh no.
So we're
No,
all
nope,
back
nope.
at the guild.
No.
Yeah, it's about like a 40 minute walk from where you guys started. You guys make it back to the guild. You're like soaking wet from the rain, probably, but you know, you make it. It's kind of calming down for the evening, you know? Everyone's relaxing a bit.
How warm is it outside?
Were we still being followed?
Give me perception check. And for the weather, it is kind of the middle of September, so it's probably like low 70s. In the early evening, it's probably upper 60s, and with the rain, it's probably more like a little bit on the cooler side.
Perception is
Okay.
20.
Yeah, Nora got a 22
You think
22 or
20.
20 as well?
as well.
Okay.
yeah, you got followed not when you guys were leaving like the central market area a little bit of the ways, and then they disappeared.
What dicks?
Rowan got a 1. He was not paying attention.
I mean, should we go back and try and track them down?
Yes.
We saw how well that went last time, Hans and Franz, Andrew. You got us lost.
Yeah, but. Excuse me?
All I know is I'm soaked and I want to bath.
I think I'm gonna go for a swim.
Bath? Bath! Yay!
Una just seems really excited about everything that everybody suggests. You're just like 110% into this.
I need to be right now, you guys. You have no idea. This week's been so rough. I'm so burnt out. This is Megan overdoing it because she just can't right now in life.
That's okay. That's what this is for. So yeah, you can make it back to the guild hall. The baths, if you actually are going to go to the baths right now, they are a little bit more crowded. Like there's a few more people in there than normal because everyone's like some of the freelancers are in there for the evening, like bathing and everything. But you can still snag a tub.
I'm gonna go for a swim first.
Okay, you're gonna go out to the big river.
Hans and Franz is going to go to the forge and get a couple more hours in on the axe, and then go to the bath.
Okay.
Because
Well-
you said it was what, like 7, 8 o'clock by
6
the time we get back.
Rowan,
Probably
do you want
like
to go
7:30.
with Hans
Yeah.
and Franz, Andrew's character, since we should not be going places alone, or I can go with him too if needed.
Well, the river's just right out here, isn't it?
It's a little ways away.
A little ways away. It's probably like a 5-minute walk to the river.
I can go with you.
Either him, or if you want to be with Hans and Franz in the forge, but I thought maybe Nora wanted to go and help Hans and Franz, Josh's character, in the forge.
Oh no,
Maybe.
she already contributed.
Rowan, how well can you swim? Or do you just like flout?
You know, that's a good question.
I don't know.
Should we go find out?
I don't know if you know how to swim. I don't think
Probably
you
not.
would know how to swim.
Probably
well,
not.
Nora wouldn't have taught you. So.
No.
Yeah, like Nora wouldn't have taught you, so I don't think you know how to swim.
I can teach you, Rowan.
So all going swimming now?
Well, if Josh is,
I mean, we can,
if
I
Josh
just
wants to
wondered.
go to the forge, someone should stay with Josh in the forge. I mean,
I can stay with my brother, that's fine.
but if you want to go swimming, like me, you, and Rowan could go swimming, and Nora and Hans and Franz, Josh could go to the forge.
Why
If
do you
they
keep
wanna.
trying to get Nora to help me in the forge?
Because,
And why do you keep like putting emphasis on it?
well, I don't think anyone should be alone. I mean, I could stay with Hans and Franz, Josh in the forge, but
I'll
say
have
that again.
one. I don't need. No one's gonna attack me in the forge. It'll
they
be
might. You never
fine.
know.
Well, no, brother, you should have somebody with you regardless.
Nora, where would you like to go?
The
To the bath.
To the bath.
I can stay near the forge after I'm like dried off and everything.
I mean, if you want to, absolutely, I would suggest perhaps coming to the forge before you take a bath, because you're gonna get all smoky.
Oh, that's a good point. But I gotta at least dry off because I'm just soaking wet.
Oh,
But yeah,
oh,
the
I
forge is
got
good
this.
for that. It's nice and warm. there.
Una
Gonna
uses a
take
wand
care
of,
of that. It's hot.
wand of
Arid.
Una uses her wand of prestidigitation to Nora, so she dries and comes clean.
Okay. You probably would have to use 3 charges to get it, so she wasn't
Just
soaking wet
just my
anymore.
hair. Just
That
my hair.
And she just like holds a like trying to like wring out her hair because it's just like soaking wet.
Yep, I'll use however many charges it takes for that.
Yeah.
So prestidigitation, you're all clean and dry and beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You were successfully able to dry Nora off a bit with 3 charges, and now
While we're still outside in the rain.
no,
No,
you guys are
we're
probably
in the
in
side-
the guild hall. You're in the guild. So who's going where? Who's on first?
What?
Andrews, Rowan, and Una are gonna go swimming, and Una's probably gonna try to race Andrews, Hans and Franz character, as well as try to teach Rowan how to swim.
While she's drying off the hair, take off running for the rain.
Okay, you get a head start. He's probably got a 15-second head start on you.
She can't really run. That's she's not a runner. She's a swimmer.
Okay, well then I guess Hans and Franz just bolts off to the river. And
No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't have any reason.
And the two of
to
us
think
just
that she wanted
the
to
two of
race.
us just slowly stroll
Stroll.
over there. I don't
You
know why you
saunter.
ran.
you saunter over.
Yeah.
Yep.
You used some of the charges last session or 2 sessions ago.
I used a charge last session, so if I use 2 now, then I'm down to 3 left. Because it's 7 charges,
Yep.
I can use it once per day to
Okay.
clear D4. So I have
If you're, it depends on how dry you want her to be. Like, do you want her hair, all of her completely dry, or just not soaking anymore?
I probably use 3 charges to be honest.
Okay.
To get her 100% dry.
Okay. So
I mean, that's
you're
4
down to
charges
4.
and 3 left. So
Yep.
yeah,
And
For
you
the
get
record.
charges.
yep,
For the
a
record.
D4 a day. So, and I've been marking it too. I haven't used
Okay.
my wand of mending yet. That I have not used, but no, I'm
Right.
down to 3 charges. My wand of prestidigitation, because Una dried herself off quickly when she got out of the water, just like so she wasn't dripping wet. That's when she used it last.
Yeah. So yeah, you are able to do it, and you have used 4 charges today. So
Rowan wants something.
So does
For
Josh.
the record.
For the record.
I like it. You pointed down at Nora.
In your statement, Megan, you said Nora wanted to talk to Hans and Franz Andrew.
Oh,
which is incorrect. She wants to talk to Hans and Franz. Josh.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe if you guys had names that I couldn't get mixed up and I didn't have to specify which one of you was the which one I was talking about. Just saying.
I mean, fair.
Just say Hans and Franz.
Yeah, but then which Hans and Franz?
It doesn't matter. Hans and Franz.
Yeah, it does, because clearly she wants to talk to the right one and not Andrew's Hans and Franz, so there's a difference.
What makes you think I'm the right one and he's the left one?
No, the right one to talk to.
What makes you think he's the wrong one?
Anyway, so y'all separate for the evening. Nora accompanies Hans and Franz, Josh's character, to the forge.
Nora's just like kind of trailing behind, like not super duper, like, you know, not right next to Hans and Franz, letting each other have their space and stuff, because she's kind of in thought a little bit, and it probably does the whole, like, he turns into the forge room and she walks past it and has to backtrack because she didn't realize that's the door.
And he's kind of talking when it's just the two of them. He's probably talking. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna be so impressed. The axe looks amazing. It's almost done. I'm very excited to get this thing finished. It's gonna be so great. And you haven't seen it before, but there's something that's special that happens while I'm working in the forge now. It's so cool. Sometimes annoying, but very cool." And he goes in. Nora.
And she kind of hears her name and snaps out of it and scurries on back.
Oh, there you are.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just kind of talking to myself. Anyway, check this out. And he pulls out the axe. He had it kind of in a leather canvas wrap. And he takes out the package and unfolds it, and it's you know, got the kind of blue purple coloring of the rowan berries, and you know, the other bits and bobs that we added together, and he says, "Now it's just, you know, a couple more things for the enchantment, and I think we're done. Probably, I don't know, another day. It's gonna be great."
It looks absolutely beautiful. My brother is going to be so surprised.
All right. Well, I'll probably get started on this, and you're welcome to you know, hang out and talk.
Is there like a bench in here, or like just a stool of sorts?
Yeah, there's a couple little side benches and stuff, and there's like things sitting on it, but you can find a little opening to sit on nearby.
Yeah, Nora will like move some stuff aside so she can sit cross-legged on it, and just kind of sit there. She'll rummage through her bag a little bit, you know, just not really doing anything, kind of just like thinking and fiddling with stuff.
Also, Juan isn't in here because it's kind of he's normally not in here after supper unless there's like a rush order. So you guys, it's just the two of you in here.
So Hans and Franz begins the divine ritual to conjure the honeycomb anvil, and starts like humming, almost like a deep-throated buzz. Boom, boom, and just starts, you know, hammering on the axe. And as he's hammering, you know, like when people are working on like red hot iron, like when you hammer on it, it sparks somewhat.
Yeah.
So this is sparking, and some of those sparks turn into little bees that start
That's
flying
so cute.
around. And as they kind of fly around, you see them kind of start to fly in like a honeycomb lattice, and it's almost like he's starting to get surrounded from the ground up by a giant beehive.
That's so cool.
And he kind of starts to disappear behind the wall of this magical beehive until, you know, and he's like,
don't worry, it's safe in here.
And then they kind of, you know, and there's a lot of bees flying around just working on this thing.
Nora's gonna like wander up and just kind of like look a little closer, not too close to get in the way, but just kind of want to see the little bees up close because she thinks they're probably pretty cute.
They look, there's some like honeybees and others like bumblebees.
She just cares about the cute little fuzzy butts.
Okay. Well, I mean, bumblebees have some fuzzy butts, and the honeybees.
I know, they're so cute.
And instead of like going to gather pollen and whatnot, these things are flying into the fire and like bringing little bits of the forge fire out, and that's what they're constructing the lattice from.
That's so cool.
And so you get kind of close to the beehive, and it's kind of warm, almost like, you know, like you're kind of next to a fire, you know, just kind of a pleasant warmth. But yeah, the little magic fuzzy butts are just kind of buzzing around, and as you get close, they kind of buzz around you and are like inspecting you, where they'll buzz around your face, and like land in your hair and like walk around, and then
Nora is not bothered in the slightest. She loves it. She loves bees.
Hello, bees.
Hello, bees.
Yep. But you can still hear the humming and the hammering from within the hive.
So, can you actually hear me from in there?
Oh yeah, it's not. I don't think it's entirely real.
Nora kind of like remembers back to when like you got like kind of just more in the zone and everything, where you weren't totally responsive. So she's like just trying to figure out exactly what's different and how things have evolved in your crafting style and things like that, and she's just watching.
Sure. And yeah, the hive is mostly opaque. It's almost like there's a very faint silhouette where you can see him moving around, but otherwise it's like this ember fire hive that is just warm, and you can't really see through it, but you see like that you know, after shadow of movement within. But otherwise, sound doesn't seem to be inhibited, just sight and you know, maybe a slight muffle because of the buzzing and humming.
Well, Nora would just go back to her little bench and sit down again, and probably take out the book that Song gave her, because she wouldn't want to interrupt anything that Hans and Franz was working on. So she would just sit down and read for a while and keep him company.
Okay. So yeah, I guess my Hans and Franz's plan was, like I said, to work, you know, 2 hours, and he would every now and then, like probably every, like after a half hour, the hive would drop as the hammers stopped, the hammer fall stopped, and he would go and he would actually put the axe in the actual furnace and kind of stand there for a while and, you know, kind of chat. And
so what is it like on the outside of the hive?
It just looks like a bunch of bees flying around. It glows. It's really pretty.
You know, it gets really warm inside. I think the bees bring like fire over and construct the hive from it.
They do. I was watching them, and some of them even landed on me. They were really cute, though.
Well, you got a couple in your hair right now. I think it's sleeping.
It's sleeping? Well, we'll just leave it there.
She's not bothered at all. You can tell that she's kind of happy that she's got this like little new bee friend. It's so cute. So
but yeah, otherwise he's just sitting there, standing there, pumping the bellows.
You can tell that Nora is because you kind of know Nora and her facial expressions, you can tell that she's holding something in and wants to talk to you about something but doesn't know how to bring anything up. And so she's just choosing not to because she doesn't know how to.
And Hans and Franz is pretty insightful. So, yeah, I would say, or he would say,
so, what's on your mind? Bee in your bonnet?
Nora just kind of giggles a little bit, and
my god!
You feel through your brotherly link some sort of disappointment.
Josh, did you say that the humming was emanating from the hive?
No,
or
from
you
Hans and
specifically?
Franz.
Okay. So you're like Mongolian throat singing kind of humming. Yeah.
Sweet.
But then the bees are still also like buzzing. It's just you know,
Just
as
a
they
cacophony of
accumulate,
buzz.
then it's like a chorus of humming and buzzing together. But it starts off with Hans and Franz. So cool.
That is so cool.
Oh god, that's rough on the throat. Oh, that's better. There we go.
Learn a new skill as long as it's not Mongolian throat singing.
Nora will just sigh. She'll put her book away and everything, and
what happened to the giggle?
She'll look up at you. It was more of like she'll giggle and then, yeah, like just kind of sit for a minute, put her book away, and she'll just look at you, and she's looking for the right words to say, but all that comes out is basically,
do you trust everybody?
And he'll like stop, pumping the bellows, take the axe out and set it on the anvil.
Well, I mean, that's kind of a difficult question. Me and my brother kind of talked about this a little bit when it was the subject of friends came up, and we haven't had any since we left the tribe. I mean, we've had employers, we've had neighbors, but all we've had is each other. And so trust is kind of a hard thing to come by, when you're on your own. I trust you. I trust Rowan, which is odd because you won't tell us where you live, but we understand it's kind of dangerous. But, it's hard for me to trust Una because she doesn't really tell us anything. I mean, she tells us stuff, but it's like what she tells us isn't everything, or it seems like, or it's not clear. And when I try to get more information, it's more divergence, just kind of like deflection. And so I trust almost everyone. And I mean, finding out that her uncle might be part of this first order is just gonna be, I mean, now I kind of understand why she hasn't told us everything. Having family be part of bad stuff potentially is pretty scary. So I'm coming around, but it just seems like she's hiding a whole lot of stuff.
I don't think she's purposefully hiding anything. I think, honestly, just from what I do know of Una, I think some of it she doesn't know. And she doesn't, know when's the right time to bring something up. I don't think that anything we've, if we've asked her about something, I think so far she's been pretty truthful, at least from what I've asked her. But I'm glad that you're coming around. I was really scared, actually.
What do you mean?
I was afraid that my friends didn't trust each other and that we wouldn't have stayed together for much longer simply because people didn't want to help each other out. And I was scared. I didn't know what I would do if I didn't have you guys.
Well, Nora, I mean, I wasn't going to leave anything. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, my brother has every intention of helping Una out, and if my brother helps, I help. That's just kind of how Hans and Franz works. So, I wasn't going to go anywhere, not at all. I'm not going to go anywhere, I just didn't know where to progress this thing, so, it was just, I don't know, I was feeling maybe a little frustrated.
I can see that. I guess I was just nervous that if we couldn't work something out and come to an agreement, then there wasn't much more we could do. And so I didn't know what would happen. And of course, I automatically think the worst, but I'm glad that we're doing okay now. Because you guys are my only friends, too. I didn't really have many friends back at the village.
Really?
I guess I was kind of like you guys.
But you're so friendly. How do you not have any friends?
Well, I had Mama and Papa, and I think they just raised me to be very friendly and respectful and to think the good in everybody. But I think I just didn't connect with the other people back at the village that I grew up with. So I had Rowan. That was about it.
Oh.
So.
I mean, I can kind of understand that, my brother and I, we had plenty of other children, before we left, that we were being taught crafts and responsibilities with, but there were more competition, rivalries, so I guess I can understand not really being friends with someone when you're always trying to compete. I mean, look at how my brother reacted when Una tried to talk about a race. He left before she was ready. He does that to me all the time. That's just that competitive spirit.
Maybe I even have some of that in myself and didn't know it. I mean, my mom was always the village's best herbalist, and she did so much, and I learned right under her how to do everything that I do. But perhaps it was that relationship that made me not, I guess, very popular back at home. Just because
Sure.
I was able to pick it up a little easier. But I don't know, it just makes me feel a lot better knowing that we're all okay again. We're all okay now, right?
Yeah, I mean, my only problem is us not knowing where to go necessarily. I mean, the fighting pit's something to look forward to and gets us one step closer. But what do we do after that? We don't have a plan, and that was my problem, is that there wasn't a clear plan. So, I certainly said things harshly, trying to get that plan, and it just seems like I'm a little more harsh, I think, with Una, trying to you know, she wants to do this task. She wants to do it on her own. But she doesn't know the steps to take, it seems, and maybe I just pushed a little too hard.
Maybe you should just take some time to talk to her. Get to know her a little better, and you could help her create that plan.
I'm not, I mean, I kind of am the planning type, but I don't know. She didn't seem to want my advice before.
It could just be that it came off too strong. Maybe get to know her first.
Yeah, I think I probably was a little tired last time.
Just be better friends. I mean, you guys... I don't know how well you know each other yet, but it could just be that she's not quite comfortable yet.
Yeah, I suppose I don't really know her, honestly, that well. I mean, just little tidbits, you know. Because her and I don't have the, like, real conversations like you and I do. Or me and my brother. We know everything about each other.
Well, you can take it from me. She's worth getting to know.
How do you, how do you start? Because it seems like you're really easy to talk to. And I have maybe a little more rigidity towards her.
Ask her to help you with something. It's one of the best ways to get to know somebody is through a mutual project or interest. I mean, you and I started working together in the forge, and that's why we've spoken so often. And I mean, otherwise it's my brother and Hans and Frans, your brother, and Una I got to know because I reached out to her when she was sad, and I just tried to help her.
When was she sad?
I think she was just a little upset after when I was away, and after I came back from potion making and gathering ingredients. She seemed very upset, and so we just took some time together to talk things out and just feel a little better.
I think that was when we had a conversation about the plan or lack thereof. That was probably when I was harsh. My brother did chastise me for that. That's why I wrote that poem. I mean, I came up with that poem.
It was a very nice poem.
That wasn't bad. It seems like off the cuff, spontaneous conversation with Una always turns a little south.
Perhaps just start trying to get to know her better over time. You know, it could be a conversation when we're camping. You know, we're going to be camping here soon, or maybe ask her to help you with the masks. She loves doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Take
that's a
her
good
advice
idea.
there.
I mean, she has a good relationship with Sierra, so she probably has some insight into the forming of the crafts or the masks. So it's a good idea. I'll do that. Thank you. Thank you, Nora.
I think I feel a little better now. Still a little scared. We have all of this stuff with the Venerable coming up, and I don't really know what, like you, we don't have a plan. I don't know what we're doing, and if we end up pushing them too far, I'm afraid that we're not strong enough to take them on. I'm really afraid that I'm not strong enough to do really anything.
I mean, really, you're probably the strongest one of all of us.
Huh?
Well, I mean, think about it. You can become a bear, you You can be a horse. You can literally lift me. You're strong physically, and it seems like you got a, good head on your shoulders. So you're strong mentally too. You're certainly better with people than I am. So you got a better heart. I'd say you're probably the strongest one of us all.
She'll just smile to herself and not really say anything. Just give a small nod and internalize it a little bit. And she'll just look back up at you and nod.
And he'll
Thanks.
stare directly into your eyes and nod and take one of the iron brushes and start taking the because when the iron is heated in a forge, sometimes it gets this little chaff on it, and he's brushing that off before he resumes the humming. And he says,
ting, 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 ting. I think if you stand close enough, they might make the nest around you if you want to see what it's like on the inside.
Nora's gonna instantly get up and scurry over just because she's very curious now because she's like, oh, bees.
So you'll stand on the left side away from the hammer swings.
Yeah.
You cannot stand on my right. You are a lady. He'll the humming and the buzzing and the bees will go to the forge and bring back embers and construct the lattice and they build it wider to accommodate the people inside.
So cute.
And as the hive is built up on the inside, it glows a little bit brighter than on the outside. It's like if an ember in a fire, right, is duller when it's face down. Like you can kind of see that there's light in there, but it's not as bright. And basically the ember, think of the ember side is facing all of us, so it's like that dancing gold and red on the inside. Much warmer, a lot more bees and buzzing in here than on the outside, and it's completely opaque from this side. You cannot see out. And it's like I said, it's warmer inside.
Nora's just looking around in awe.
Hex pattern all over on the inside, with almost if you think of there's layers, just kind of like these rings going vertically, horizontally around the hive. And probably another half hour passes by, and then the hive dissipates as Hans and Franz stops humming, and he puts the axe into the forge again and starts working the bellows. And that's more spell slots that I've spent, Lizzie.
Yep. How many hours are you doing it? Just 2 hours?
Just two.
Okay, you'll have 4 left tomorrow, but yeah, it looks very close to being done. Aaron is
he's
so
just
excited.
so excited.
So I'm really curious as to why your hammer blows on the axe are in an accent. That was kind of weird.
Ding, 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 ding.
Because
He's
the
committed.
axe is magical. It's me.
Ting, 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 ting.
If he doesn't do the ting ting, then the hammer would make no noise. That'd just be weird.
Yeah.
True.
He has to manually make that noise.
Buzz, buzz.
So not only is he humming,
He's got a tritone.
Why are the bees why do the bees hum in an Austrian accent? Now I just noticed that.
No. They hum in a Mongolian accent. It's weird.
No, that was Austrian. If we have any listeners from Austria, I apologize.
Well,
I
I would
mean,
apologize.
If we have
anyway.
any listeners from Austria, we have to apologize entirely for this horrible accent that me and Andrew were doing.
Every episode
because
needs to start with a disclaimer.
no Austrian sounds like this.
Well, one does, but
Yeah. But he's like Hollywood Austrian.
Yeah, it's not real.
I mean, he was the governor of a United State.
Yeah.
You've Austria.
Anything else with the forge?
No, I mean,
Okay.
he would, of course, invite Nora to stay nearby and be inside the hive every time it forms. But otherwise, he would just keep working.
Anything else from you, Nora, or no?
Nope, she just want to be in the little honeycomb thing because she thinks it's cool.
It's pretty cool.
Honey, would it be, I guess, in the realm of possibility for the bees to construct a stool inside?
They shit everywhere.
Or could just Nora bring a stool inside?
Yeah, she could bring a stool inside. Otherwise, yeah, I don't think the bees would want to be sat on.
No, not a
Oh, you
stool
mean Bill?
constructed of bees.
Oh, Bill?
Nora wouldn't want to sit on a bee.
High or low?
I'll go high, of course.
Okay. Yeah, they successfully make a little honeycomb chair for her to sit on.
Sure.
Nice back and armrests.
Ooh,
Because she's a queen.
Not really a stool.
She is a
then
queen.
It's a chair.
It's a
Well, I
chair.
mean, I specified stool.
They make it a chair.
And the bees were like,
you.
"Fucking stool, get
Yeah.
out of here!"
Bees don't listen to me.
These bees
bee-
recognize the elegance and royalty that is Nora.
They
Every
recognize
being is
a
a queen.
My queen!
They recognize a future queen when they see her.
Yeah, otherwise, Hans and Frans would just keep working, and then after the fourth half hour, he would, let the blade cool down, or he wouldn't put it into the forge. Or no, he would do a shorter forge cycle, brush off the chaff, and wait for it to cool before putting it back in its leather wrap. And
Well, I think probably tomorrow morning I'll be able to finish this thing. Thank you for keeping me company and talking to me and giving me some advice. You always have something good to say, Nora, and I thank you for your company. I think I'm going to go relax in the bath now.
That sounds wonderful. And Nora will grab her bag and scurry off with them over to go take a nice long bath with lots of the nice smelling stuff that they probably have to make herself feel more pampered.
Separate baths,
Stranger
though.
danger, stranger danger. No going alone.
Man.
who said that?
Did you hear that, Nora? Someone's in danger.
Nora will just turn into a giant bear before getting into the bath.
How long would we be at the river? It wouldn't be 2 hours, I assume.
Probably not, but I'm curious to see where this is going, so hang on. What were you saying, Sam?
Oh, I was just saying Nora will just turn into a bear before getting into the bath so nobody messes with her.
Just
Smart.
bear.
Pretty good idea.
Who let Trinket in here?
Just like in the bath and then reverts to a normal form.
Someone walks in and
Ponder's just like, oh!
Whoa, why is Ponder in the ladies'
He was walking
bathroom?
by. He's like Professor
In the
Quirrell.
women's? In
No,
the
there's
women's?
the entrance. There's the entrance that splits, right?
Yeah,
Man,
there's
and-
two separate doors.
right,
can't
and you
see into the-
you walk past and you hear the and
Oh, I thought you meant he saw a bear, and I'm like,
yeah, we all know
What?
Ponder's a peeper.
he-
Poor
no.
Ponder.
And also, he's not into chicks.
Peeping Ponder, peeping Ponder.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Yeah, no, I mean, so yeah, you can go into separate baths. It's 10 o'clock at night, so it's pretty dead in here now. You guys are each alone in your separate baths.
What?
Dead.
No, like it's pretty. Everyone's going to bed. You have the baths to yourselves. Cutting over to you guys, going swimming in the river, and as it's raining. I don't even know how to start.
I just wanted to go for a swim. I didn't expect a party.
Oh my god. Okay, well, you guys make it to the river. It's raining. There's nobody out there, and it's dark outside. Rowan, you can't
I can see.
Yeah, Hans and Frans, do you have your goggles on? Because you had them with you in the aqueduct.
It wouldn't be 10 o'clock for us out there.
It would be closer to 8.
Yeah.
So there might be, well, yeah, but with it raining, I don't think the light would still be out. So it's dark.
Okay.
No, I mean, he would have them on till we got there, maybe?
Mm-hmm. They're swim goggles now.
I don't think I have any, like, light spells. That would be Rowan's area now.
Ah!
Yeah, you can cast light and see things. It's a little muffled because of the rain, but you can successfully go in the...
Is it like,
the light's
like
muffled?
30 feet?
The light.
Muffled.
Yes, the light is muffled.
The light's not as bright as
20.
it normally is. No,
Yes.
I mean...
like only 20
It's muted.
feet, pretty much.
Una heard that Rowan doesn't know how to swim, so she would try to help him with that.
Okay,
Well, yeah, I might know how to swim. I just have never tried.
That's true.
So, we'll
I
see.
mean, I don't think you really... I mean, you know what? I don't know. I mean, for humans, you know, it's not like a genetic trait where you just know it. But maybe it's different for you. I don't know.
Possibly. I guess there's only one way to find out.
Well, I mean, there's 2 ways, but this is the easier one.
This
Well,
is true.
I'm a really good swimmer, so I know I can get you if worse comes to worse. If you start floating way too fast and can't figure out what to do.
Okay, thank you. So, Rowan will just sort of awkwardly step into the water and just sort of stand there for a minute. I don't know how deep it gets, but he probably wouldn't go past his knees to begin with. You just sort of walk in and sort of look around. And am I doing it?
Well,
it helps if you try to lay down in the water.
Oh, okay. So he'll go in a little bit further, and then he'll just sort of face plant in the water.
And then just, float down.
what does he
Like a
sink
log.
or float, or like what does he do?
He floats.
Okay.
You're doing it. That's pretty choice. I put my face underwater. I go, yeah, you're doing it.
Yeah, I don't know how Rowan would react to it. It's cold. There's a bit more of a current because of all the rain. But he's successfully just kind of floating in the more shallow part of the river, like where there's a little bit of a bank before it gets too deep.
I rolled a 4.
To swim? To not panic? To what?
Probably for panic,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, all right. There's you've never been in this before, and you're floating and having your head down in the water. You freak out a little bit.
How deep is it?
Probably like where you are, where you're floating, probably like 2 or 3 feet. It's not that deep.
So after he sort of face plants and just starts floating for a little bit, he'll just all of a sudden he'll just like freak out and like stand up and just like burst out of the water.
What's the matter?
I think I forgot to breathe. Wait.
Do you breathe?
No, you don't breathe.
No.
But you felt like you should, and you're like, why did I think I should breathe?
I had a feeling that I should breathe, but
So it may help to go on your back.
oh,
Because then you can see up.
okay.
once you get more used to it, it could be really useful to lie on your belly and do that, because then you can see what's going on in the water and you can like grab some fish. You know?
Oh, okay. I'll try that, and he'll just lay down on his back. 18.
Okay, now being face up, as Hans and Franz suggested, was 100% the way to go. You're feeling a lot better. You can just stare up and see the rain hitting your face, but now this time it's kind of relaxing. You just float.
Hans and Franz gets into a swimsuit.
So he's naked?
AKA, yes. And he goes out a little bit farther out into the water and just lays on his back and starts floating, staring up into the rain coming down.
Okay. Current's a bit strong, so I mean, if you want to just float for like quite a while, like you'll end up quite a ways downstream. I don't know. That's up to you. Like like easily like a few hundred or so feet. So if you're cool with that, yeah, that's what happens. Is he thinking about anything while he's floating, or is he just kind of like having a zen moment?
He's not terribly sure about this whole disguise thing. He doesn't really like it because, I mean, that's like he's not opposed to, you know, bending the truth or lying a bit in certain situations, but this is something he's never had to do, like truly falsely represent himself. And he thinks that it may be a good idea to ditch the cape and stuff just because they're kind of iconic to him since he wears them all the fucking time. But he doesn't want to, and he probably won't. But, you know, so just kind of think, and then like that's got him thinking about family and, you know, what's going on in the village. You know, just it's just kind of it just put him in a weird place, and so he's just kind of he wanted to go under by himself and just chill and relax and just kind of decompress from it.
You can successfully float down river for quite a ways, and then swim back to shore. It's a little hard because you're just feeling very out of sorts with everything, but as you step back onto like the ground and stuff and you're like dripping off, even in the dark, you can kind of see there's like another little white plant just sitting around there, and then it looks like a heather bush, and you know that like it's not the heather bush from like the shrine that you planted, but it reminds you a lot of home because heather is very popular throughout the Iron Valley where you guys, you're part of the Iron Valley, and you know it's associated with Moru and like protection. So you're kind of like, I don't know, it's a little reminder that, you know, she is part of the earth and she's with you wherever you go as you're walking on the ground.
Yeah.
As a little bit of
which is comforting, but you know, for him it's like, you know, I wonder what mom and dad have been doing. I wonder what, you know, our siblings are doing. I wonder if we have more siblings. I wonder if any of our siblings are no longer single, if they've gotten married. You know, like just kind of like getting this new family. And then with Una talking about her family, her sister, her uncle, you know, just kind of bringing it up for him, and you know, it's something that like is gonna hold him back or anything. He's just kind of mentally working through, you know, not working through because there's really nothing to go about, but he's just like thinking about them and you know what they're doing these days.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. All the talk of family and the turmoil of everything lately, it would make sense that he would have a lot of that on his mind. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay. Una, what are you doing while swimming out there with Rowan?
Just kind of keeping an eye on him. Wanting to make sure, obviously, he doesn't get carried away. Drowning would be bad.
Well, actually, he couldn't drown.
Awful.
He can't drown technically because they don't breathe. So.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
Could I get drunk off of the water?
Drunk?
You could get waterlogged.
There you go.
Look here, Jesus. Like, this is not wine.
I mean, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Joke.
Does she say anything to him, or because otherwise I can just hand wave swimming and everything together, unless there's more you guys wanted to do. I just didn't want to like interrupt if you wanted to do more RP stuff.
No, I mean she would. Maybe if to try to probably outswim Hans and Franz the whole time, just because, and obviously mainly keeping an eye on Rowan. For the most part, like how she's been teaching like Nora how to swim, she'd probably be doing those steps with Rowan, just a little bit more advanced.
Yeah.
Not having him sit on the floating disc because she can obviously see that he's not afraid of the water. So basically kind of just doing those type of things.
Okay. It would be hard for her to catch up with Hans and Franz because like you're kind of having to swim back and forth and like keep an eye on Rowan. So he kind of like gets a ways out of sight. Where you'd have to turn into your seal form and like to catch up to him, which I don't know if she'd want to do that or not.
No, not at all.
It'd ruin his introspective moment of peace. Like, I just need to think about things. Hi, Hans and Franz. Oh, Jesus.
No, definitely just kind of keeping just an eye on everything. I mean, just making sure, everything's where it's supposed to be. I guess would probably be the best way to describe it. So, yeah. But mainly just helping Rowan swim, seeing if he can actually swim. I mean, that's kind of number one.
Yeah. You can do that, and he seems to be doing all right.
He's just making water angels.
Oh, God.
Am I doing it?
Yep. 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 Yeah, you were...
Okay.
Oh, God.
And then, so he'd go down like probably like 200 yards at least, just floating down the river. And then he'd, go up onto shore, see that heather bush or whatever it was, and then just like make his way back up to Una and Rowan. And like if they're still swimming and stuff, he'd probably start like, swimming around and just getting out of his funk a little bit. But as we're like getting done swimming and stuff, he'd, like getting dressed and starting to head back to the guildhall. He'd look at the two, or he'd kind of like, he'd look at him and just go, Una and Rowan, family's very important, and there seems to be a lot going on with families lately. Rowan, you've always got your sister, I've always got my brother. Una, you've got just a lot going on, and I just hope it works out for everybody. It's good to know that family's there for you, but Una, if anything does change, I consider you like a sister, and now, at least in time, everybody else in the party will too. And as my sister, if you ever need, anything, I'm prepared to ask.
Thank you. That means a lot.
You're welcome. Same with you, Rowan. You're like, I had a brother. I have a brother, but you're like another brother that I never had.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, and your sister's like a sister too.
She is like a sister.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's just brother and sister now in this party.
Yeah, and then when we get back, unless anybody has anything else they want to say.
No, I think I'm good.
All right, when we get back, then he'll go in and
How long did that take us? That's the question.
I don't know. How long would you guys have wanted to stay out there?
I would have stayed out there for quite a while just to get some exercise.
Okay, you probably were out there at least 2 to 3 hours then, so.
I would say like an hour to 2.
Okay, yeah, sure. We'll just say you guys roughly get back in after Hans and Frans and Nora are in the bath separately. They're probably more on the end of their bath, depending on how long they linger in there. I could imagine Nora's soaking for a lot longer, though. I know this girl.
Would probably chill for like, I don't know, half hour to an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, then, yeah.
You know, yeah.
You guys could all meet in the baths, hypothetically, if that's where
You're
you go.
gonna get pruny.
I'd go in there and just, see my brother. I'd go over and grab a tub next to him and, just kind of... Brother,
How'd it go?
How'd it go? I asked you first.
What?
Said I asked you
What
first.
did you ask me?
Said how'd it go?
No, that's what I said.
No, but I said it first.
I don't think you did. I didn't hear you. I heard
I think
me.
your lag is catching up.
Huh?
Exactly.
We can't talk at the same time.
He's gonna start undoing all of his braids and getting all the fetishes out and just like really, doing his routine of cleaning it with oils and honey and stuff.
Brother, I think you got a fish
So,
in your
brother,
hair.
I mean, yeah, it's where I put it. It's for later. And I like take it and just like throw it. I throw it in his tub.
Val!
It starts
You know,
nibbling
brother,
at the dead feet, like the dead skin on your feet. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's
Yeah,
one
like
of
how I
those
do.
fish.
Yep.
The dead feet.
Sorry, not your dead feet.
I was like, the dead feet?
Yeah, no, my
Brother,
feet are
why are
dead.
you bathing with dead feet?
Sorry.
I've been following you for 15 years. How do you think my feet haven't died?
I mean, I know they smell like they've been dead before, but...
I mean, I don't know. What do you mean, how to go? I mean,
You
my
were in
axe
the
probably
forge,
has
weren't you?
about 4 hours left. I'd say
Well,
tomorrow
that's
morning,
good.
and then it'll be done.
Nice.
What about you?
Way to go, brother. I was good. We went swimming, Rowan had never been swimming before. It's like a flout. But it works for him,
Yeah,
It'd be good for in the aqueducts, he could just like lie down in the water and become kind of like a bridge.
why didn't we do that?
Well, I didn't really think about the fact that he's made of wood so he could flout.
Yeah, I suppose we're thinking about him more as a person than an object.
Yeah, exactly,
Good.
exactly.
It's good.
He doesn't like lying face down though, you got to put him on his back.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think stepping on someone's belly feels as good, feels okay as much as stepping on someone's back.
I guess we'll have to see, how comfortable he is with the water next time we go down there.
How do you even ask someone if you can use them like a bridge?
You just ask him, "Hey, Rowan, do you mind lying down in the water so we can use you as a bridge?"
Yeah, okay. Sounds reasonable.
Brother, do you ever think about, like what's been going on in the village since we left? I know we've had this conversation before, but have you thought about it all lately?
Well, I haven't thought about it a whole lot since learning about the hive and,
Yeah.
learning that the totems can take pupils, can teach, well, at least the bee. I don't know about the horse. Does that mean that Mom would
I don't know how that would work. I mean, maybe.
Or the stable? It's probably called the stable.
Yeah, but
But, if people go there, if they're sent out from the village, who's there? Who's made it to the hive since I've been gone?
yeah, it'd be nice to see people that we may know.
Yeah. And then it's kind of, who's still in the village? How's Mom doing? How's Dad doing? have any new leaders been chosen? Lots changed in 13 years.
Yeah, I wonder if Mom and Dad were still pretty young when we left. Maybe we have new siblings.
Wow. That'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah, Yeah, have you... Have you thought anything about, maybe after the hive, going back to the village, just seeing how everybody's doing?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I would go home without you, so as much as, I'll probably find out how people are doing if we go to the hive.
Yeah, that's true,
But,
well, it depends on how long they've been gone from the village. I don't know how long they stay at the hive.
Yeah, that's true. But we'll find out. Maybe you can write a letter to Mom and Dad, and I'll write a letter to Mom and Dad, and then when we get to the hive, we can see how long it takes, until someone's going back, and maybe we can have them take the letters.
I suppose you could write a letter to Mom and Dad now.
Why don't you?
Well, I'm not really been exiled,
Yeah, it just means you're not allowed to come back.
But if I send a letter back,
just make sure none of your hair's included.
But now they're supposed to know it's from me.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
But now, maybe we should write a letter home. Nora and Rowan have. And it seemed to really make them happy. I haven't thought about this in all the years we've been gone.
I wouldn't
I've
want
thought about them.
Anyone outside of the Bendiah to take a letter for the Bendiah. I don't like that.
Well, but we always tried it in some of the local villages.
Yeah.
And the fur harvest, and the hunting over the summer should be due for market, next month or so as it starts to get cooler.
What do you think we should
it's just a thought. We don't have to.
What?
What were you saying?
What do you think we should tell them?
That we're doing things, and we're still doing good. And now that we care for them, we hope they're doing well. And not just them, everybody. We hope I hope the village is doing well.
Should we tell them about the totems?
I don't know. We could put something in there I've been working to redeem myself. Mom may get it without me having to tell her. She may know already. She follows the horse.
Yeah.
She may have some insight.
I wonder, is there a way to put the totems in like a coded message? Like a secret message?
Would we? I don't know.
Let's see, who have we found? We found the serpent, the nightingale now, the horse, the raven, the bear. Let me see your tattoos.
So I've got raven, snake. That's it. That's the only. So the raven, snake, the two tattoos that I have.
And then you guys,
we've met
the horse, you met the bear, you met the nightingale. Yeah, you don't have tats.
Five. So just those 5.
Yeah. Well, and you met the elk, but.
No. Well, you didn't meet him.
Yeah, I mean, I meted him.
Meted.
Yeah, I turned him into.
That's true.
Extra lean beef. I don't know why that was funny to me, but it was.
Or like venison.
But I mean, I suppose we could say something like, I don't know. Let me think about it.
Lizzie, the Bendaya technically has their own language, right? Like a tribal language or dialect or whatever. Would it make sense for them to have?
Probably.
So.
They probably would.
Would it make sense for them to have like specific names for the totems?
Probably. I mean, if you wanted to write it where it's a little bit more coded, where only somebody in the Bendaya would necessarily know it, like it's possible.
Yeah, because I mean, if it's a local, if we use like the old dialect, we could probably write a letter in that fashion, right?
The totems also have like not honorifics, effigies. So like they would have something that they're referred to. Like I don't have the names for what they're referred to figured out, but like if you look at Greek mythology, there's basically like Athena, protector of Athens, or like Ares, god of war, Apollo, god of music, or god of medicine, or whatever. So they have different effigies that are attached to them. So you could shorthand it by saying like, we met the teller of tales, or we met the one who walks through the unseen, or whatever, the unknown, or whatever. Like I don't know, like I would have to make up effigies for them, but they probably would have something where you could call them by that, and then people in your village would know that's another name for the horse, the hare, the bee, the whatever. Okay. Yes, Aaron.
I know I'm not there, but what if you did something like, I've written a poem and crafted, just like explaining what the totems do, like explaining, like you met the bird,
the teller of tales, the healer of wounds.
Yep, I've
the driver of fate.
Yeah, you could explain it like you're telling a story of your adventure, but you're actually explaining which totems you've met, kind of thing.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be a super like secret code way to do it.
So I think while we're in the bath, we're probably figuring out what to say. Just kind of spitballing ideas back and forth. What stories do we tell?
Okay. Met this guy. His name's Steve. I met this wicked Kenku named
the Lord of Watson.
Yeah.
I don't know where Watson is, but he's a lord there.
No, you guys can sit in the bath, keep talking. I don't know.
Just sit and talk and reminisce a bit maybe.
What does Rowan do after swimming?
He's probably going to he would have worked on the musical instrument that he was crafting for a while I was gone, but he'd probably still work on that a little bit. I don't know if we finally decided what I was going to be crafting, if it was going to be a little bit more along the lines of a fiddle, or if it was...
I thought it was a wind instrument.
Yeah.
Like an ocarina or something.
Yeah. Maybe it is. Maybe he's just like trying to make a wind instrument and figuring it out, even though he probably couldn't play it. Because he doesn't really have lips to whistle or anything.
Let's just not think about that right now.
But he'd probably just go into the dining hall and sort of wait for everyone to come out.
Okay. You can do that. I don't know if anyone would actually come out to the dining hall because it's closer to bedtime, but...
Well, just waiting for, Nora, Hans, and Frans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to disturb anyone in the bunks if everyone else in the
right.
guild is in bed.
Yeah.
So
you can from the guild hall and stuff. You can just hang out there, and then after a while, you can kind of hear them come out of the baths. And
I mean, I would probably go grab food, at least something before he goes to bed.
You can go into the pantry and snag some bread or something.
Get some crackers,
some cheese, sausage, whatever. But yeah, otherwise, if there's nothing else you guys want to do for the night, we can say we skip to the next day.
Una would probably just go to the bath with Nora and clean and have fun girl talk, small talk. Ask her how her and Hans and Franz topic went.
Oh, what we didn't really talk about that much stuff. More of like, got to see the axe, and it looks amazing. I really hope that Rowan ends up liking it.
Oh God, Josh.
There's a lot of bees involved.
Yeah, bees everywhere.
It's kind of sticky.
Yeah, no, she would just ask, do like the small girl talk thing, kind of stuff that she would do at the novice, just to kind of get information, because she doesn't understand like gathering information as friend versus gathering information. So like,
well, what kind of information is she trying to gather out of Nora then?
Well, just how that went. Like,
so you just buy her a bunch of booze
and like how everything kind of happened. She's probably like more nosy and like trying to like over girl talk it than she normally would, just because she's like super nervous about talking. Because there's like other people around, I'm assuming at this point.
No, it's empty now because it's like 10 o'clock at night.
Oh,
Nora would just
girl talk.
Pretty much be an open book. Whatever she asked, she'd answer. So
yeah, because she's awesome.
Because she doesn't like to hide anything.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess so. However Nora felt like it went, she'd say.
Got to see the axe, and I did bring you up. I hope that was okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just wanted to, check with Hans and Franz and make sure that everybody's okay. And I think we're gonna be just fine. I do know that he does definitely need help with the disguise situation. So, you might want to help them out a little bit. I think you're gonna be the best suited for that.
I can try.
They seem very excited about the mask idea, so maybe there.
I know I can work on something.
Nora would just chit chat with her for a bit.
Chittily chat, chitty chat.
After an incredibly long day, the party now has a bit of free time ahead of them. As Hans and Franz works to finish the axe for Rowan, and the girls will get ready for their evening out and camping trip with Rhiannon, what adventures will the party get up to over the next couple of days? Find out next time on the Guardians of Fehal.